We's in Asia, and there's no way you're going to come to Asia and not eat Malaysian food. Now
First time in Asia.
We have just been in Thailand again for the first time in such a long time. If we were any old YouTubers, we'd probably be like first time in Thailand. Unfortunately, we don't lie, and we're very honest on this channel, so it wasn't our first time, but it felt like our first time a little bit in Bangkok because it's not been in years.
Yeah.
It's changed so much. Anyway, yes, guys, we had a very special guest back in Bangkok, and we were there for a very special reason. We took a special guest, one of Giulia's relatives. Very close relative.
It was his first time in Asia. He's never had any Asian food before.
So this is an Italian man in Asia for the first ever time. Let me tell you what's really super interesting about this, guys. Is remember your first time in Asia. Many of us have been knopping around Southeast Asia for years, or we're from Asia. You know, some of you are. So you won't really understand, like, you know, what that kind of first assault of. I remember it was just completely nuts. I remember landing in KL and being like, whoa, you know. So for him,
but also like you're English and you're quite, you know, you grew up in London, so you're kind of familiar with
the big city.
International cuisine.
Yeah.
Whereas like an Italian person, if anyone was Italian, they would know. You know, even when you go and travel Europe, what Italian people do, they just go and find Italian restaurants most of the time.
Really?
Yes. So like, I've been traveling Europe.
This is really out of his comfort zone.
He hasn't had that much, you know, international cuisine.
So this was really out of his comfort zone, wasn't it?
No Indian, no Japanese. Chinese a couple of times. Maybe Chinese is the only food he's had.
Yeah, but he's not had Chinese. He's had Chinese, Italian.
Yeah, so Chinese, Italian, and that's all.
Never really had Asian
Japanese, food. No Japanese, no Indian, nothing, no Korean.
So we're taking an Italian man for his first proper Thai food. But he's never really had Thai food. So what did we order and was really good? I think I've got some of this on film, so I'll probably be putting it in between. Tom tam.
Tom tam, obviously. And then did we have
tom yum soup, which is both which are notoriously spicy. Pet mac.
Yeah.
And for a foreigner, many foreigners actually don't try som tam. Italians eat spicy food.
There is only a region in Italy that does the spicy food.
Julia's one of the strange ones that does. Oh, Calabria eats it.
Yeah, well, they do some spicy food. Spicy for Italian standards, at least.
Right. So, Italian man tries spicy Thai food for the first ever time. You're supposed to eat the rice with the soup.
Sì, bravo.
È un gusto strano.
Tom yum is not for everyone, I think.
Tom yum is not.
Tom yum is quite an acquired taste, I think.
It's not into
But this one is very special.
Assaggia questa.
Perché ti rinfresca.
No, non prima.
Buono, mi piace.
Buono, sì. Questo è papaya. La frutta papaya, ma verde. Sale Thailandia. Davvero.
Di fuoco, mi ha fatto calare il muco. Mannaggia.
Because his nose was dripping.
Fuoco, tutto a fuoco.
Davvero. Che divertente.
Not is when you're sniffling.
Ah, yeah, sì. Questo è più famoso di tutto Thailandia.
Questo è uno dei piatti più famosi. Can they not give us some bread?
Pane non esiste qui,
He
diciamo.
said he wanted a piece of bread.
Bread doesn't exist here, unfortunately. Yeah, apparently he wanted some bread. He quite liked it, actually, didn't he? He is very difficult because he doesn't show much emotion, does he? He tries to play it down.
Yeah.
So
He's
he's
the
actually
kind of
loving
person,
it.
even when he's liking something, especially if you're filming, he would just like try, just like play cool.
Ma sei...
Keep getting the bowl and moving it away.
La bottiglia
Don't like that.
non devo aspettare te quando devo bere.
It's very interesting about Thailand, right? Is in Thailand when they have red wine or white wine or any kind of wine, they tend to have the waiters pour the wine and don't leave it on your table.
They only pour it onto you, and then they take it away. So why are they taking it away from me?
So we got him mango sticky rice because there's no way you can come to Thailand without trying mango sticky rice.
Mango assieme a un po' di questo riso che è al lato di cocco.
Insieme.
E poi lo mangi
Sì, sì.
assieme.
Sì? Con riso?
Sì. E poi ti prendi un po' di riso.
In uno, yeah, sì.
Mangi tutto assieme.
Let me tell you, he was trying. Look at this. The man is saying it looks alright. He's not sure at first, actually.
Well, first of all, he's
He
someone
wasn't sure.
who never wants to eat dessert anyway.
Right. Buono? Sì, è buono.
Buono.
Oh.
Prendine un altro.
Like, it's kind of typical reaction. Then you would say, okay, so you're not sure about this gumbo, you don't like it that much.
Yeah.
Do you want to order some fruit then? And he's like, no, let's order another one.
He
So
ordered.
that's when you understand he actually likes.
He ordered another one. Guess what? He ate the whole thing. That second one. I don't think we even touched it.
Ho detto prendine due.
He said he's too little in drinks.
No. Oh no.
Di gusti.
It's not.
He went through it.
But he will still tell you, yeah, it was good. Not that good.
He'll tell you it's all right, and it's like, mate, you're ordering number 2. We didn't even need number 2. Preferisce adesso.
He had lunch, so he said he's quite hungry.
Because the Italians, they do have a proper cuisine. It's world famous for a
I
reason.
think we are like Malaysian people.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Malaysian people are like that.
What, the Malaysians
And,
go abroad and eat Malaysian food? Yeah.
Yeah, and they also think their cuisine is the best anyway.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
And Chinese people too.
Do you think Chinese do that as well?
Yeah.
Guys, when traveling in 2024, there is an absolute must when going to a new destination. You got your hotel sorted, your visa sorted, your luggage sorted, your transport sorted. But what about your internet? Well, when I went to China, I realized I couldn't even log into the airport Wi-Fi because it wouldn't accept my ID. None of my translation apps work without any internet. And I realized I couldn't even find my hotel without any internet. But did you know that you can have internet before you've even landed? Thanks to the likes of Saili, a new digital eSIM service from NordVPN, I was able to buy a plan and activate it before I'd even got to my destination. Check this out, it offers 180 countries and across 8 different regions. They offer a 24/7 customer service and they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. But take note that refund requests are only accepted within 30 days of purchase. Either way, sounds good, right? You can skip on the queues, you can avoid any local scams, and you can minimize roaming fees. So guys, what you can do is you can get your Saili eSIM today and you can get a 15% discount using our code VeggiesOnTour. Download the Saili app or log into their website and use our code today to get your 15% off. It is an absolute must if you're going to a new
Still, they
destination.
say there's
Guys,
nothing like
Italians,
Chinese food.
she's right, Italians go abroad and they eat Italian food. When you go into an Italian restaurant, you'll find Italians in London. You think, what the hell are the Italians doing in here? Go and eat flipping English food or something. They went, well, we's in Asia and there's no way you're going to come to Asia and not eat Malaysian food. Now
First time in Asia.
First time in Asia, right? We don't have the opportunity to go to Kuala Lumpur or Malaysia, so we have to bring Malaysia to him. And we found a place selling Malaysian food, but we didn't just take him to a Malaysian place. We also took him to an Indian place. Now, what's even stranger is he's never had Malaysian food.
He's never had Indian food.
He's never had Indian food. That's shocking because people like me,
For an English person,
I don't ever remember my first ever Indian dish because Indian is something I've had all my life. We had to take him out for Indian food and Malaysian food. There was no way he wasn't trying Malaysian food. We absolutely love Malaysian food, me and Julia. We lived in Malaysia for a long time, and it's got a special place in our heart.
Although we We did try to get roti canai. That was my main thing I wanted to get.
Julia,
And it didn't.
Julia had a right old craving for roti canai. Obviously we did. And we were like, we're going to take him for roti canai. And guess what?
Guess what? We go there and they say, oh, it's only until, was it 12 p.m.
12, and it's only 3-4 days a week or something.
No,
we
it didn't happen.
had Nasi Lemak instead. He had Nasi Lemak with sotong, which is squid.
Chissà dove li hanno presi questi, anche questo.
Questo è calamari.
È tutto mischiato così. Basta avere molto appetito.
And we also had curry puffs. Oh,
Yeah.
this place was Singaporean. Now the Singaporeans had decided they were going to do Malaysian food, and so this is what we had.
And they were only doing roti until 12 p.m.
They weren't proper Malaysians. You know they're not proper Malaysians, but they're not doing roti canai all the time, you know. But he really liked it, didn't he? He
I'm sure
actually
he would have loved the roti as well.
he loved it, and he also tried some titaric. He knocked that back. Check him out knocking back the titaric. He absolutely loved that as well, and he said it's super delicious. That, but
Yeah, he doesn't usually drink tea and milk.
you know, yeah.
So it's quite new to him.
Yeah, Italians
It's
don't.
Not, no.
Italians
They
don't drink milk
Don't put milk and tea together.
in tea. He was so impressed with it. He also said there was a fire in his mouth, and he said it was really spicy. The guy was saying that it was so spicy. But what he said at the end of the meal, he said, so are we coming back here for roti canai then? He says, I want to come back for this. I mean, you can't really be surprised that someone likes Malaysian food. Everyone loves Malaysian food. Oh, actually, let me say that was the most expensive food I've ever paid for Malaysian food. It was about 160 ringgit we paid. But, you know, it's Singaporean. On to the next one, trying Indian food for the first ever time. Now this man, Italian man, tries Indian for the first ever time. He was a little bit shocked at the place we took him.
So
He's also scared of street food.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't the most. So he's not used to that kind of like Southeast Asia vibe.
it wasn't
We think
expensive.
you do, but
Mate, we don't take them to the glitz and the glamour places. When they eat proper Asian
the real
food,
experience.
the real experience. Guys, we are in Bangkok and we are taking a man for his first ever Indian. Very, very interesting. Sei spaventato?
Allora mi ha fermato lui e dice no.
So he wasn't that impressed with the place as he saw it.
He wasn't.
And
He's
it
also
wasn't the
scared of
most-
street food.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't the most. So he's not used to that kind of like Southeast Asia vibe.
when they brought over the wine and he was like, he just looked at the wine and goes, he's Indian.
He's not used to eat dinner without wine.
Cos'è indiano? India?
No. It's from Australia. Sorry.
Italiano?
Australiano.
Ah, australiano.
They had.
You can't say
Okay,
that.
so he was asking, have they got wine? And I said, no, it will be only beer. And they said they do have wine. And we said, they've got wine. And guess what? They had a dusty shelf, and they had a bottle of wine. Just one bottle of wine. It was covered in dust because no one had bought it.
Try to explain Thai, and it's not the place to drink wine.
I mean, people don't even drink wine with curry. You want that? Or you want beer? Beer, normale birra con curry. No, davvero. Okay, this looks good.
E di quelli fatti, eh?
He was asking if it was Indian. I was like, no, it's not Indian. It was, where was it from? I can't remember. Australia, yeah. Anyway, we got it, and it was actually quite well valued. It was about £16 for the bottle of wine. Oh, he's washing his hands, guys. That's a good start. So, we did get him to have some Indian food, and he actually tried it. Quite surprised.
Yeah, I was a bit worried.
We actually thought he was actually not going to eat at all. I think he was threatening before we came. Look at his face here. Look at his face. He's almost threatening not to eat them. And he was saying, I think I'll just drink.
So basically what we did, we didn't even tell him we were going to an Indian restaurant. Or I thought I told him, but I didn't really understand it. And then we met up in this location. We was just outside his Indian restaurant. And then we got there and he was like, there's an Indian restaurant.
Con questo.
Cos'è il miele questo?
No. Non vedo le bacchine.
I'll go chutney. I think it's probably chutney. Buono.
Non lo so. Gusto nuovo.
A
particolare.
gusto nuovo. Oh, new flavour, new taste.
That is, needs to understand.
Quindi
Questo è tipici di indiano. It's very typical.
con salsine così.
Caldo. It's getting bird. Going, is it?
But he loved it. He was a convert. And Panir.
Formaggio.
Sì.
Sì.
Questo è formaggio.
Sì.
Questo bianco.
Ah.
Actually, let me tell you guys, we actually went for Indian again later on because he actually enjoyed it and he got stuck in. I don't think he's ever looked back with Indian
No.
food now.
What about when we took him? This was after the Indian. We did take him to a Thai vegetarian place, and that was probably the rockiest place he's ever eaten. We
Yeah.
was outside.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he couldn't believe when we took him. He was like, he said, you guys are gonna get me, you're gonna get me food poison here or something. Because he was
Mate, the guy was so shocked about the level of places and the street food places and things like that. But let me tell you, by the end of it, guys, he's eating at these street food stalls. He's eating on the street. He's standing there getting stuck in. It really did change him, and I think that Indian place really was the start of it for him. And then he started to understand that, you know, a good looking place doesn't necessarily mean good food, and sometimes the best places are actually the ropiest places.
We actually
because
took
it's
him
about the
as
food
well.
rather than the image.
We
you know?
took him to a food court in a mall.
Right.
But like not a super posh one, a very local food court.
Yeah.
And he looked very confused at the beginning.
He
But
looked a
then
bit
after
shocked.
we
He was like, I'm not
ate,
eating here.
After it was just confused. He was like, "What is this? Is this where you want to eat? Really?" It looks like I'm not gonna get wine with my food, kind of thing. And then he ate. He ate without a drink, like every other local person was doing. And he said it was the best food he's had.
We obviously, we're now obviously craving a roti canai. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Can we make that here? Let's see.
couldn't end any different.
Anyway, guys, we will see you guys on the next one. God knows what that's going to be. Britain? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway.